Welcome back. It's time for Media Watch France, or a look at the top stories in the French press today. Aurore Dupuis joins me on set with more. Good evening.
Good evening.
We start with French politics. All they want for Christmas is a presidential candidate that will stick. We're talking about the Green Party here.
Yes, absolutely. We're talking about Eva Joly, and she was at first very much appreciated by the French as a former prosecutor. She earned a really good reputation. She didn't belong to any particular political trend, and of course she managed to impose herself, even though she's originally from Norway. Now, according to the left-wing newspaper Libération, she is, however, under scrutiny. Over the past few weeks, Joly has been at the heart of a controversial deal with the Socialist Party. As you know, she's accused the left of bowing to pressure from the powerful nuclear industry. And now, on top of that, well, her spokesperson resigned yesterday, officially because he says that she has picked the wrong team, but unofficially, perhaps it's because Joly is not up for the job. And that's according to a blog. We can see it there on Rue 89. Now, Joly could be the victim of a political murder, according to the blog. If you look at it from the socialist point of view, she shouldn't have said that the left-wing politicians were carved out of wood and to be used as puppets of the nuclear industry.
So this would be her comeuppance, so to speak?
Absolutely.
She's being undermined politically for that.
Yes, absolutely. And also from the Green Party's point of view, well, she could risk breaking this deal with the socialists, a deal which could bring ecologists more power on the political arena. And for many journalists here in France, well, Eva Joly perhaps doesn't have the charisma to have the top job.
So she seems to have displeased everyone.
Yes, absolutely. And it would be a terrible déjà vu for the Green Party because they've already lost a candidate back in 2001.
And we're getting quite close to the presidential election. It's coming up in about 6 months now. Let's talk about President Nicolas Sarkozy. The French leader still hasn't declared his candidacy officially. Of course, he's widely expected to run, and he's certainly acting as if he is.
Yes, absolutely. He wants to have this second mandate. And yesterday at the Elysee, Sarkozy spoke to mayors, and he said that he was against foreigners voting in local elections. Now, I quote, he said, "The right to vote and the right to be elected is linked to the French nationality." However, we have found a video on YouTube dating back to 2005, where Sarkozy was back then Ministry of the Interior here in France, and he had a totally different speech. Let's take a listen to this.
Regarding the right to vote in local elections and foreigners who have lived in France for more than 10 years, who respect our laws and who pay their taxes and who live on our territory legally, it is an important question, and I'm favourable to it.
So he's flipped on the issue.
Absolutely. And according to a blog on lemonde.fr, well, Sarkozy has actually changed his mind 3 times over the past 14 years. Now, many see his latest television appearance as an attempt to win the extreme, the voter of the extreme right voters.
Talking about the extreme right, the far-right National Front is also having some campaign trouble.
Yes, they are. Let's take a look at a picture. You can see it there in leposte.fr. It's actually the poster of the National Front. Choose your front, says the poster.
That was actually a pretty interesting ad. Just take a look at it. I mean, the pictures speak for themselves.
Yes, you can see there on the left-hand side, you can see riots, obviously the fronts that nobody
wants.
Paris
burning, right?
Paris burning. And on the right, you've got a quite peaceful village with a couple smiling on the front there. And this peaceful village is located in Brittany. And the socialist mayor is outraged by this advert because she says that the National Front should not have picked their village, especially as the National Front only won 1.39% in the last legislative elections.
Not quite the publicity she wanted, I suppose.
No, absolutely not. And she cannot sue them because that picture is accessible to everyone on the internet, and it can only be removed from the advert if the people on the picture complain about it.
Next, let's move to some lighter topics. Marks and Spencer's is coming back to France. They closed down 10 years ago, and now they're reopening. It's already looking like a big success, to be frank.
Yes, absolutely. Let's take a look at the newspaper Le Figaro. According to a survey published there, 80% of the French are happy to see the shops return, and the new M&S should open its doors on the Champs-Élysées, and it will, of course, sell its famous sweets, the Percy pigs, that are very much loved and that have a Facebook page with almost 250,000 fans. So there you go.
I think many Brits in the France 24 newsroom will be very happy to hear that. Thanks very much, Aurore Dupuis. That was Media Watch France. Do stay with us. It's now time to take a look at what's making a buzz on the internet. It's Web News.